Right, and here we go for the second men's quarter-final between third seed Karim Hammamy and the sixth seed Moustafa Sirty. Joining me in the commentary box for this one, Owen Taylor. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Andrew, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Ready for this? Should be an exciting match.
Yeah, I think for the lineup today, this is probably the one match that everyone wants to watch, I think.
Yeah, two Egyptians going up against it at each other. So as we've seen just now, we saw a win for Rana Ismail earlier on, and a big win for Abe Singh, followed by a 3-love win for Tanvi Kanat. And here we go, ready for the fourth quarter-final match. Obviously, Karim comes into this as the slightly higher seeded player, but Moustafa Sirty he picked up a 5K tournament title win a couple of weeks ago in Egypt, so he'll come in here with plenty of confidence, I'm sure. First rally, the ball's just gone out the back, and there's a bit of a well at the back there where the cameramen sit, so a little bit of time to find this ball.
Yeah, as you say, I think obviously Karim's the favourite here. He's about 6 years older, I think, than his opponent Sirty, so he should have the experience on his side. But as you say, Sirty seems to be on the up at the moment, and as a dangerous young Egyptian player, I don't think you can ever sort of write them off, can you?
No, he's obviously Sirty's got a lot of pedigree as well. You know, as we spoke about earlier with Yeha, Sirty comes in as having won the last under-19 British Junior Open, and he was a runner-up in the World Juniors. So he lost to Asal in the final of the World Juniors here in KL. So you know, he comes in with quality. You know, Hammamy obviously himself won the World Juniors back a few years ago. So yeah, these boys have the pedigree. It'll be interesting to see what kind of match they produce. Probably going to need a new ball to start with.
Yeah, I think you'd rather it happen this early on than sort of halfway through the match when you just got used to it. Exactly. So, but yeah, as you say, Sirty, despite his age of just 19 years old, I mean, he doesn't look physically out of place on the court. He's big.
Oh, he's a big
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
look
a solid boy.
Between them there, it's almost So he's definitely going to try and set his sort of physical presence on the court here, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I was going to say, it shouldn't be too hard to warm the ball up in these conditions. It's pretty hot out there, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, it's pretty warm on that court in India. These boys, and they strike it pretty firm as well, especially Sirty. Can generate some pace on that ball.
Yeah, I think we could be in for a few long, hard, brutal rallies here at the start. Both quite attacking players as well. So
Yeah, and this will be their first hit on the glass, as the other matches yesterday were on the outdoor courts. Obviously, yesterday was a bit of a tough match for Sirty. He came up against Velevan, who was probably a couple of years older than him, but also managed to win the British Juniors a couple of years back, under 19s. So yeah, he had a tough match yesterday against Velevan, but managed to sneak the fifth. I think it was 11-1.
yeah, just showing his maybe a bit of experience at the higher level, physically stronger there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. This is going to be a tough match.
It'd be interesting to see how he backs up. Like you say, as a sort of bigger statured player, it's definitely harder on the body to have those long, brutal matches. So you often see they struggle more, like the Rosners of the world, with the 5 setters around before.
Yeah, just slightly mistimed a couple here around the middle. I just caught a few sidewalls in the front.
Yeah, it's the same again from Hammamy. Just perhaps adjusting to the glass court still.
Yeah, it's can be a bit fast, this glass here. It can just zip through on times. There's a few nicks at the back of the boxes, especially on the backhand. So you really got to be careful when you're leaving it to go through to the back of the court. You can find yourself in some awkward positions.
Well straightened there from Sirty at the front.
Yeah, good power just to try and push that down the line. Yeah, I would agree that was probably a stroke. That as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's stuck in the line there. The ball just came back to him just at his feet.
I think we've had about 60% of these points have been strokes so far, so
yeah,
stroke or winner.
They've not really got much going straight at the moment either. Both of them are still adjusting, I feel, to this glass court. That's a nice finish. That's well placed,
Yeah.
Instead of fading away into the sidewall.
Perhaps a little bit of edginess as well from Sirty coming in. Obviously, being the lower seed, trying to cause an upset.
Yeah, these Egypt battles can kind of be quite tense affairs sometimes. There seems to be a little bit of extra pressure on there, and so they can be sometimes a little bit. And it looks like that's going to be another stroke.
Yeah, I think both these players are from Cairo, so they'll definitely know each other. Will have definitely played each other before.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them just not quite getting there. Back at 5-all and not really found any range or line length yet at the moment. 6-5 both Sirty.
I think this first game might be a question of who can just keep it tidier for longer at the moment. It's a bit scrappy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's a little bit scrappy, this. And again, another error. So far, this hasn't quite lived up to the big match that we were expecting so far.
No, I'm sure. Don't want to speak too soon, but I'm sure as these guys warm up into it, start getting their flow around the court, start to see a lot more explosive squash.
Yeah, I agree. These boys are both exciting players, so should get going. That's a bit better.
There we go, yeah.
Oh, it's a
Good
tight
squeeze out on the
squeeze there. He
forehand.
did well. Yeah, good squeeze that. Yeah, again, just catching that sidewall on the mid-court, and Hammamy's all over it to take a quick winner into the front.
Yeah, he's just not hitting that back wall, back corner length at the moment, Sirty. He's just trying to hit it through, and it's clipping the sidewall, landing short, and his last couple of rallies, Hammamy's just tied it up really nicely.
That could be a stroke as well. Yeah, didn't look like there was quite enough space for him to play.
I think he knew that as well. It was quite a half-hearted appeal to the ref there when he turned around.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. There's interference. You had moved out. 9-6.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with that. There's probably a bit of space there for him to hit.
Yeah, I think if you start giving those as strokes, then it encourages almost players looking for each other around the middle of the court.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want in this.
Yeah, we want these boys to be getting on with it.
I mean, they're both obviously talented enough with the racket to hit that ball, so no reason why they shouldn't be.
Yeah. Or quick through the legs.
Nice adjustment there to the backward bounce out the corner.
Yeah. I think, yeah, when you go into these back corners, you really got to be prepared for anything, really. It's not easy to adjust, but just got to have that preparation that anything could really come.
Yeah, like you say, if it is a quick court, especially on glass courts, you've got to really read the ball well, and even then it can fire out at you sometimes where the joins meet the floor.
Yep. Yeah, and this getting interesting at 7-9. Both just finding a little bit more rhythm and a little bit more range.
Yeah, Hammamy's just holding on to that 2-point lead he got in the mid stage of the game at the moment, but giving it away cheap.
Quick winner there. Yeah, cheap point really. As good from Sirty just to get onto it and play a quick counter drop in the front.
That's the thing with these boys, you leave anything at the front and they're just so good at tidying that up and punishing you for anything weak.
Yep. It's just the difference there. You can't really leave that kind of ball that high and just expect nothing to happen to it.
Probably the longest rally of the game so far, that.
Oh yeah, and he went up in the lights there and he put it in the floor.
Commentator's curse, I think, just as I said that.
Yeah.
Good rally though, that. There's a bit more structure to that, as opposed to the earlier game.
Yeah, correct. So just getting into the high quality that we were looking for. beautiful drop shot there.
He finished there. Really shows every option possible there.
Yeah, he does a big swing, and then the severity to cut down on the ball in the last minute and take it in so short.
Very difficult to do that skill.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very difficult, and he made it look very easy there. 10-9. You gotta really get that ball into that back corner on this court. Hammamy just leaving it a little bit short in this rally.
Huge point this. I think whoever takes the first game will have a huge advantage in this match.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight match, so you really want to get that positive start. Extra power from Sirty. Oh, what a drop.
Thought that was good. Definitely got that, I think.
Yeah, I think he just got it. It was a good drop, though, from Hammamy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's too good.
Really severe, using his wingspan well there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful volley, and he managed to keep it nice and straight as well.
Very easy to drag that one into the middle when you've got such an open stance on the forehand. You almost flattened out the racket there and kept it going straight.
Yeah, and it was much better from the earlier part of the game where they would have probably just caught the sidewall there. He managed to keep it running all the way down the sidewall. So he really gave Hammamy not really much chance to put that back on the front wall. Oh yeah, 10-all in the first.
Interesting mop break there as well. I think momentum is with Sirty at the moment, having come back a few points. Hammamy's probably wanting to disrupt that rhythm.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, sometimes the best thing to do after a quick break is to go short off the return, trying to catch out your opponent. No, I feel that's I feel Hammamy was actually more of a safety than anything. I felt he was quite a bit of distance there.
Yeah, I think that's nowhere near a stroke. So just a simple safety.
Yeah, he was quite a way away.
Oh, great dive.
What a get. Yeah, what a good finish that is as well.
I thought he might have left that a bit too long there and let the ball drop, giving Hammamy time to get up, but great angle on that kill.
Yeah, very good, very severe on that kill. But he almost went a little bit too close to the top of the tin.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm not sure I would have been brave enough to play that low. 10-all first game.
But he's done well to win the last 3 points and give himself his first game ball here.
Yeah, he's just stepped up the court a bit, been a bit more aggressive, and I think because he's started hitting a bit of a more solid length, it's enabled him to do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the better length has definitely helped Sirty win the last few points.
Yeah, I think his average length at Sirty is about a foot lower than Hammamy's on the front wall at the moment.
Yeah, it's... Oh, this could be interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say he should have played that.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if he had have hit it.
You could have played the shot, the whole court.
What would your call be there?
I would have probably gone for a let. I would have thought he would have tried to hit the cross into the forehand side.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, everyone obviously, you're in that position, you see it differently, but he's got the whole sort of 90% of the right-hand side of the court there to hit into space. Doesn't even need to be a spectacular shot to win that point there.
That's good though. Oh, he's got it.
Oof.
We're having
That's the
quite a
trouble
lot of
being
breaks here.
Yeah, being a big guy, it's a lot harder up from those dives. It's not quite as explosive as the Paul Cole did it.
Please check your racket, straight. Racket.
I'm not sure what the referee was asking then. Something about the racket string.
You'd like to think he'd know if his string had gone there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The referee having to tell you.
I wouldn't put that mop too far. I think it's going to be quite a lot of use in this match.
11 all.
It's interesting. I wonder how long they'll leave it before bringing back the court cleaners and stuff. Obviously, with COVID, you can't have that at the moment, but it's quite an interesting dynamic having the towel, like I think you spoke about earlier, having the towel boxes at the front to get their own ball out of court.
Yeah,
Definitely
picking their own ball about. Yeah, it's been an interesting one. I actually don't feel there's been too many breaks in play. It's actually kind of speeded up the game, if anything. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. That's going to be a tough decision as well from this angle.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is it's amazing how many players' shoelaces have sort of started staying tied up now these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that the towel box is there, it's interesting.
I think it's been a positive for the game, you know, like players just getting on with it. And
That'll be a no let there. Great length.
yeah, actually the players don't need to wipe their hand after every rally. It's been interesting. Yeah, that was definitely a no. That was a bit too good. Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah, I felt like I'm not a fan of that one where you sort of turn almost your shoulders facing the back wall looking for the decision there. I think realistically you're not playing the shot like that, so I think a let is a fair decision there.
Yeah, he probably could have just, if he'd have probably taken that in quickly and straight volley drop, it would have been quite difficult to pick up.
Step 2. Hammamy.
From that,
Not quite
from that
good
front
enough.
angle,
13
yeah, from that front angle, it looked difficult to tell how good the quality of that drop was. It just looked like popped the nick and then just popped up a bit.
And Hammamy was flying in behind as well. You could see him just sort of come over the shoulder of Sirty.
Yeah.
I'd like to do better.
A lot of decisions here so far in this match. I think that's probably the 10th decision we've had so far.
Yeah, it was. Both of them didn't really find much line and length at the start of the game, and now towards the crucial points, it's getting a little bit scrappy with the decisions.
Got to play that.
Safety.
Yeah, I think he probably had enough space to play that.
I think he's extremely lucky to get a let ball there. Actually, had plenty of room. Had the whole front wall.
Yeah.
Generates a lot of power on that backhand flick cross court. Sirty, quite deceptive.
Yeah. It's he leaves it so late as well.
Sirty was wrong play there. I don't have to give again. Please don't push. Okay? Yes, like.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one because it seemed like Hammamy, he actually looked like he was going to hit a volley short, and I think Sirty kind of ran up for that, and then the ball went deep. So
it was a difficult one because he didn't run it tight either.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, that. And then a bit without a replay, you can't really see everything.
No, I think we take those slow-mo replays for granted a bit in the top level of the tour these days. Really do give an advantage to Breeze. So severe.
I mean, yeah.
And then there's that the mistake in front of him.
Yeah, he missed it. I mean, the way he twisted out the back there and then turned around and was so severe on that forehand.
Oh, that's going to be a big stroke.
Yeah.
Interesting first game, that. There's a lot going on, different stages of the game.
Yeah, the first part of the game, they were really trying to work their way into it, probably adapting yesterday from the outside courts onto the glass. Quite a big change, actually. It's 28-minute first game. Yeah, so that, and then it kind of got a little bit scrappy toward, a little bit of quality towards the end, and then once we got to 10-all, then it got a little bit tense and a little bit edgy, and a few court breaks, probably a few too many decisions, and yeah, tough one.
Definitely going to be a battle of who's hitting the better length. I think Hammamy there at the end was sort of, especially on his cross courts, quick and tidal.
Player will resuming 30 seconds.
Going to be a bit of an uphill struggle here for Sirty, having had Sirty yesterday. a 28-minute first game here. It's going to be physically demanding if he wants to turn this around.
Yeah, I think what yesterday was quite a long match as well, and then, yeah, you're right, a 28-minute first game doesn't really help him. What did he give there? No.
I think that's harsh. I know it was tight, but these boys are more than capable of playing that.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have got that, so to give a no that is probably a little bit harsh.
It wasn't particularly low at all either. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty high on the front wall. Yeah, that's good. It's good that he was honest, that he didn't get that. It's good to see.
Obviously, don't have the benefit of the, like you say, the replays here. See those double bounce pickups. So do require a little bit.
Yeah, I think the ref's further away than me and you in this place, so hard to see. Good width. Yeah, I think he should have hit that. The boast was probably his only option there.
Yeah, well, he's lucky to get let there, actually, I think.
Yeah, I would have probably gone with him playing that. I think boast was probably his only option onto that wall. That was quite a clever shot from El Hammamy.
Yeah, great awareness to know Sirty was up the court and would have volleyed anything not to that width.
Yeah. Starting to find a little bit of better quality hit into the back here. That's a good volley drop there around the middle from Sirty. A little bit of contact, just kind of just banged his ankle a little bit.
Yeah, I missed that contact. I was too busy looking at the shot quality, but it was very severe. Sort of chucked that leg out, volleyed it, cut it off well.
Yeah, I don't think it's strange, really. Yeah.
Looks all right though, I think.
Yes, I would have thought he'd be all right. Just probably a little bit of an impact pain and a little bit of a grimace there. Again, nice and severe on that forehand.
Not quite the shot he intended, but actually worked out a little bit to his favour there.
Yeah.
There's the error. There hasn't actually been too many mistakes like that in this game. A lot of lets and strokes and sort of mishit targets. In terms of errors at the front of the court, both players have been pretty accurate up until now.
Yeah, not too many misses, not too many unforced errors. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're just going to get a barrage of them now.
We'll see.
No, that's good. Took that volley nice and early.
Yeah, it just looked like he was a second late off.
Yeah, Sirty obviously thinking he got that. A bit of a double bent over there.
That's the first sign of him physically tired.
And then another cheap error in the front, towel break. El Hammamy wanting to get on with this.
Yeah, I think if you're Hammamy here, you're going to really want to kick on these next few points, make it tough for him. Nothing cheap.
Yeah, he's making him work here. Obviously, if, that double bent over was the first sign of a bit of fatigue.
Great dexterity there.
Good. Yeah, you could see from Hammamy's movement there from that angle, he was going to look for the cross-court lob, and then it just got a nice little touch in the front.
I mean,
that's
everything about his
drop shot.
Yeah. Nice touch to the front there, really making the court big for Sirty.
Yeah. Oh, and another one. I think it was 3 or 4 errors in the last few rallies here from Sirty, which is just giving the advantage to Hammamy, because Hammamy was on the ropes a little bit there. He was struggling to get the ball with the quality back on the front wall, just catching a few side walls. That could be interesting.
Given a let ball there, has he?
I think he's given a no-let there. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he thought there was probably a line to the right of Sirty. I mean, it's tough.
They seem to be really emphasising the correct line there into the front of the court. That's the second no-let they've given there, isn't it? One for each player.
No. That's a nice drop. Oh, he went...
A little Mizuki there at the front, was it?
Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah. And then I thought he'd missed it, but he actually got it just above the top of the tin.
I'm not sure that was on, you know. I think a backhand punch would have been perhaps the more...
Yeah, I thought the backhand was way easier. Yeah, he's getting a few more opportunities here now, Hammamy.
Yeah, you can tell he's just sort of reacting into this game.
Yeah, he's kind of racing away with it a little bit here. Sirty's kind of giving this up, I feel. Drop off return and a big guess. And then he's just throwing that in the bottom of the tin. So he's obviously hoping that he's going to have a big 2-minute recovery in the middle here and try and come back for game 3.
Yeah, I think he needs to change up his game plan there.
Big contrast there in the match times. 28-minute first game down to 9-minute second game. Hammamy, I'm sure, will be feeling a lot of confidence going into this third game. You see there got up to a 7-4 lead and then closed it out from 7-5 all the way through to 11-5, and there was not really much resistance there towards the second part of that game.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think you brushed on it in the Singh match, where how having that points advantage really swings the momentum of the game. If you can get a couple of points on the board ahead of your opponent, I mean, in that last game you saw Sirty sort of shoulder slump, a bit sort of looking more fatigued and slow around the court. Be interesting to see if Sirty can get a couple of points early on in this game, whether he'll have a second wind almost to be able to kick back on, or if Hammamy will keep dominating him like he did in that second.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he's going to start here. Yes. Wait. Just missed the top of that there, El Hammamy. Good, going short on the first shot of the third. So he's either feeling it physically or a great shot. He's falling backwards into the court there.
So hard to play on mid-air as well. Good squeeze, tight, great defence.
Oh, he got it. What a pickup that was off the boast. I thought the boast was going to be a winner, and such quick feet to get to the front and slide in and squeeze that onto the front wall.
Yeah, you'd think if he did get that, he'd have to defend it, but he actually hit a really good counter drop there.
Yeah.
Making El Sirty then play the next ball.
And then he was back up for the next volley winner. Great shot.
He's always been a very smooth but explosive when he needs to be moved or Hammamy, especially around the front. I remember watching him in the World Juniors when he played Fares in the final, and he was just flying around the court then.
Yep. Yeah, he's a good player. Just hasn't quite kicked on as the others have.
Yeah, you say that. I mean, it's tough because you compare him to the other Egyptians who have these sort of astronomical rises very quickly to the top of the rankings. But you compare that to a normal person, and he's probably, like that in comparison to perhaps some the European players, he's done relatively well, and he's still top 50 in the world sort of standard. So
yeah, that's a fair point.
Yes, it just shows the sort of Egyptian dominance of the sport at the moment.
Yeah, they are definitely leading the way from juniors all the way through to seniors at the moment. That is for sure. Yeah, just trying to fire himself up a little bit here, else he's short, sharp rallies. He's not wanting to get drawn into things. He's trying to be a little bit more severe on the ball around the middle of the court. That's a nice finish. Yeah, nice to tidy that up.
El Sirty still with a point lead here though. If you can hold on to this towards the latter stages of the game, might be able to just nick it.
Yeah, I think Hammamy wants to try and get this physical work in here.
It's a stroke. Felt that movement there was a bit naughty. I think.
Screen kind of, yeah, my screen kind of froze a little bit on that, and it looked a little bit naughty.
Yeah, I think he perhaps went a little bit sideways into Hammamy instead of taking the direct line. But
yeah, the
again,
ball was a little bit further in front of. Yeah, whereas the early game and the second, he was probably hitting those balls deep. He's now decided he's just going to attack a lot more into the front. He's quite enjoying these short, sharp rallies.
Yeah, and interesting there on that return to serve, it was Hammamy who was hunched over, hands on his knees. So perhaps he's feeling the effects of the game as well.
Big movement into that front corner, and again getting across to cover.
Nice.
That's a good shot.
Great way of
that's a good
length
shot. There's a good angle on it as well. The line just into that forehand back corner.
Still got a few points to make up here, though. Sirty not taking his foot off the gas with the aggressive play into the front.
Yeah, he's got his reward. He's got another error. Again,
Done well to come back.
Yeah, some deep breaths there from Karim.
And up. 6, 9.
Just caught the top of the tin. Probably didn't need that error. 10-6 would have been a good advantage to go into the end of the third.
Yeah, that's a huge point. That gives the momentum back to Hammamy now. Oh, but I mean, if you can do that, then why not? That was beautiful.
Rolls it in.
Off the sidewall as well. It wasn't even a particularly bad start from Hammamy. And there we go. That's game 2. Very quick points at the end.
Yeah, it's interesting how that effect of that first game has taken its toll, I would have thought. I mean, it hit Sirty first, and it seems now to have hit Hammamy. There we go, a little advert from HCL, who are proud sponsors of this event. Obviously doing a lot to help Indian squash at the moment, which is great for them. And they've put on this fantastic event for us here in Chennai at the Squash Academy of India, the Indian Squash Academy, sorry. As we can see there, runner points. And really from that, probably that midpoint of the game there, Sirty just took a little bit more control.
Yeah, I think it was just a lot more errors creeping in there from Hammamy. He wasn't quite as solid. I think that was perhaps a result of the aggressive style from Sirty coming out straight from the first point, going short off the return of serve. Really had a clear purpose in that game, which seemed to work for him. I think Sirty could have a lot of success here if he manages to keep up that aggressive play, because he doesn't need to hit those outright winners. I know he hit a few nice shots there.
Yeah, if I was Sirty, I'd be looking to keep up those short, sharp rallies, and because he is so severe on the ball, seems to have been causing a few problems. And obviously if that 28-minute first game is taking effect, then, and yesterday's 5-setter, then short of the sharper is going to be better for Sirty.
move. Yeah, if you're Hammamy here, you're going to look to want to elongate the rallies, aren't you? Maybe mix the paces up a bit, slow it down, play some fast, just sort of get Sirty out of this semi-comfort zone he seems to have found over the last game and a half.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would want to be extending the rallies if I was Hammamy for sure. Make sure I've got to be accurate though.
It's such an intense pace at the moment, but it is just one paced at the moment. It's just bang, bang, bang at the moment. There's no extremities.
It's all a bit hard and fast and not really as accurate as probably all Hammamy needs to be.
I think Hammamy there's complaining about the movement of Sirty, was he? Not too happy being shut out.
Probably just on that volley around the middle.
It's a great shot there. Didn't quite catch that with the camera angle change, but you could just see from the response and the angle it took.
Yeah, obviously Sirty as well agreeing that it was a fantastic shot. And again, similar kind of situation.
For a tall guy, it's so hard to do those low explosive direction changes at the front of the court. I mean, he's got a good 20 centimetre height difference with him and Hammamy. Obviously, the centre of gravity is much lower for Hammamy. He can turn those corners quicker.
Yeah, a couple of points he's just managed to put on Sirty. If he'd have made that, that would have been. I think Sirty's asking who should take the ball out from that towel zone there. Now Hammamy obviously wanted to get on with this.
Yeah, Sirty's done well to slow the play down in between rallies here. I mean, when you're winning the rallies, you control the pace. You start them. So.
Yeah. Did well to change that direction. Could get, well, that would be interesting.
Sirty, next time, if you're not going to move up better, then you'll be better.
I felt they'll probably just align just a little bit to the left.
Yeah, I think the ref's just giving him Sirty a warning. I think he said stroke next time if it's the same interference. Was he taking a injury break here from the back hit, or is he just stalling for time a bit?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. He seems to be wanting to take 3 minutes, but
I think it's a bit longer, isn't it, if it's contributed to by the opponent?
Hammamy is obviously not happy with this and not wanting him to be allowed off court.
I mean, it didn't look like there was much in it from our point of view here. Not enough
from the angle we saw.
But I guess only he knows truly how bad he's affected there. He's not gone back to his corner where his bag and kit is, so he's obviously gone to get something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's just walked around just to the physio table at the side there. See if he can someone can tweak something for him maybe, or put a bit of DP or some ice on it. Magic sponge, I think, might be what he needs.
Some of that spray that the footballers' physio uses.
Yeah.
Important for Hammamy to keep warm here, keep sort of that momentum going that he had. El Sage for turning support here.
Yep. Yeah, I think he was doing pretty well there, which is probably why he was a bit upset that El Sirty was allowed off court for that break. Should probably just get into him a little bit physically. He'd had a couple of rallies where he'd managed to extend it. And now he's going to have to start building that pressure and that momentum again here.
No sign of El Sirty struggling with anything wrong with his back at the moment, is there?
No, not at all.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
A bit harsh that, I thought.
Yeah. Again, we didn't quite see what happened there after the volley. Obviously, Hammamy's not too impressed with it.
I think El Sirty's done well to stay within 1 point here, because this game so far has been, I'd say, controlled by Hammamy, but it's the errors like that which are keeping him in it.
Yeah, it looks a little bit frustrated here, Hammamy, about how this game's going and what's been allowed to happen.
Just a simple let that should be.
Yeah, it should be. Can't be much discussion about it. I mean, it's just a.
I think every player of this level knows that it's just a simple let at that point. You shouldn't be doing anything else really, unless the other player is particularly encroaching on your space, which I don't think Hammamy was.
No, for me that was just a simple one. Unless he's looking for next time he's going to hit a cross.
Obviously, you never want to see a player get drilled with the ball, but
yeah, it happened in the previous one. Just oh yeah, I'm not sure. It's going to stop and then started and then.
You can't ask for a stroke when you are hit. You can ask for a leg. Please play a leg on that and no argument. Have you a leg? Yes, leg. I have not seen any other.
Hammamy wanted the stroke there for the contact on that backswing.
Yeah.
Don't open the door. Close it.
Interesting. There was in the black ball tournament last week. There was a couple of instances where, despite the ball still going up and deemed as only affected, they were still giving strokes in some instances for that.
Yeah, it's not an easy one. So it's tough.
It's a bit of a grey area.
Yeah, they've all got their views on it, and I don't think anyone really has a solid answer for that kind of situation.
absolutely ripped that cross court there.
Yeah, Hammamy's got to be doing a little bit more of this, I think. This is what he wants to be doing.
Yeah, it was coming, wasn't it? I think Sirty's been a bit slow off a few balls. Hammamy's been frustrated with it.
Yeah, and he's kind of warned him at the front right about the drop and then clearing after the drop, and he's got nailed at the back of the court there.
It's nice to see the ref being consistent with that.
Yeah,
sending out a good message.
Hammamy's length is just getting a bit short here. That's 3 or 4 in a row.
Don't stop the rally.
Hammamy seems convinced there, but it looked good to me. That's Sirty's kill at the front. But he's saying he'll play a let, so maybe.
Don't stop the rally in between.
Yeah, it's obviously it's hard for us to.
Go on.
He's given him a let, and then he's decided he don't want it. Is it? I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh no, he's decided he wants it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for us to see from here.
Yeah.
Plus, yeah, I think you're right. You're always a bit sceptical, right, when someone's convinced it's up and then changes for a let.
Exactly. There must be some sort of. I mean, having played like you know that whether your shot's up or down, don't you? Especially in that instant, it wasn't like he was screeching into the front and his head was down. He was very much on the ball.
It's a good squeeze there.
Yeah, there you go. Just to get that length through and a bit more aggressive.
Alright, I feel that stayed very short.
Stroke, wow.
Yeah.
It's
a tough one.
It's tough to see from this angle how short it really stayed, but the ball was flying away like in the opposite direction to Sirty. So
yeah, I feel like I felt it stayed quite short, but obviously from this angle, obviously we can't really see it. Yeah, Sirty's now the one that's wanting to get on with it.
You were in the line, because you were there on the line, obviously. You hit a loose shot and he was there on it. Please carry on. 8-6.
I feel like the frustration here is beginning to show a bit for Hammamy. Coming out in the quality.
Yeah, I feel it's kind of lost a little bit of focus here. There's more focus on with the referee and what's happening there than there is with the actual squash.
7-8.
You know, he's back at 7-8, but he was leading for most of this game.
Yeah, I think Hammamy's doing best when he's just playing that sort of simple, measured squash and not getting involved with the hitting battle that Sirty's trying to impose on him.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he wants to keep the rallies going, but he's been kind of arguing and making it a little bit scrappy, and that's kind of taken him away from his game plan. You know, that what we said earlier is he wants to lengthen out the rallies and try and push Sirty physically. That's kind of just gone away from him with all the conversations and stuff that are going on at the moment.
Yeah, it gets incredibly mental at this stage of the match. Always, it's about who's tougher, physically and mentally. To be able to keep that concentration when you're fatigued and not get roped into these discussions with the referee and each other, and still manage to play your game plan.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. This so much going on here. I think he's just got a warning for something as well, which I couldn't quite pick up.
There's no interference, stroke to Hammamy.
So he's given a stroke on that one.
Hang on. I'm not sure what's going on here. Stroke to Hammamy for what? Just now he gave.
Gentlemen, please carry on.
And there we go. This is.
Hammamy.
I'm not sure what's.
Line 8.
There you go. Hammamy just conceding that it is a let, not a stroke to him, despite him being the one that was hit with the racket. Donker's last couple rallies here.
It's just getting a little bit out of hand here. It's getting a little bit confusing as to what's going on.
I think it just should be a let ball here. Hammamy serving lethal.
It should be, yeah, but there's a few conversations going on about what's happening. I'm not sure if he was bleeding there now, and then we need to stop it from bleeding, or what's.
Well, they've changed that rule now, at least, haven't they? So you can't lose the match.
Yeah.
On the blood injury. Just needs to make sure it's stopped bleeding. Can be a big point here when Hammamy gets back onto court. Sirty's not particularly keeping the ball warm, so I think the first player to take it in short with a bit of quality might be rewarded here.
A few topspin drops going on, a few lobs, and not.
Yeah, it might be tactical from Sirty, maybe saving a bit of energy, not wanting to spend anything in the break.
Yeah, here we go, back in. Well, about going on here. Are we at 8-all or are we at 9-8?
I think we're at 8-8.
The ball out.
It must get really frustrating with this sort of cut-off side wall here.
Yeah, it's really short on this. Yeah, I mean the outline is basically out.
Must make the yeah, that's what we said, wasn't it? The first short ball with a bit of quality gets rewarded there. Cold ball. Great dive, great get. And you almost got that next one as well.
Now we're going to have a clean the court. Very
stop-start this end of this fourth game here. no one getting in any sort of rhythm really.
Oh yeah, it's all just getting a little bit scrappy, a bit messy.
It'd be interesting here. Obviously, Hammamy did better in the first sort of 2 games when it was a bit scrappier. Hammamy was the one that tidied it up and came out on top.
Yeah, I feel like this 4th game is. I mean, the time's going to be long, but not really had actual much squash. There's been quite a lot of conversations and discussions and 2 injury breaks and all sorts going on in this 4th game. Almost a certain nick there. I think that would have frustrated Karim even more there.
That's great movement from Karim though, to be able to adjust that so quickly. And still return a shot with decent quality.
Yeah, it's done well. To 9-all.
No way. Oh, I think that's really good. I don't.
I would have.
Not even sure that's a let there. I think Hammamy's well clear by the time the ball gets to him. It's high. Not really sure he's in the way at all.
There's plenty of space. I would have thought for him to hit that. He's definitely got the quality to be able to hit that ball with ease. So, I would have thought he would be able to hit that.
Disappointing that it's a huge point at this last stage of this 4th game. Could make all the difference.
Oh, he's missed it.
Yeah, made a mistake.
That was not even close. Yeah, that was not even close to the top of the tin. It was almost like he was too busy concentrating on keep blocking Hammamy out that he missed the drop.
Yeah, he just saw his sort of head check backwards, didn't need to see the movement of Hammamy. I mean, it was the right shot choice, I would have said, but he was just not quite fully committed to it, I don't think. Stroke. Oh. Looks like we're going to have another break here.
Yeah, I think he's just given a stroke. I would have given a stroke there.
Yeah, and he's just that sideward in it and sprayed out into the middle. I think.
Yeah, and he's just banged his nose again.
Must be tough for Hammamy because his nose is right in the middle of Sirty back, so he's almost like running into a brick wall by the looks of things.
Yeah.
I missed that there. Is the referee given a
I thought he'd given a... Yeah, I think he's given a conduct warning for pushing, but I think he's given a stroke as well. And he's warned Sirty for his movement off the ball and Hammamy's movement into the ball. I think is what he's decided to do.
Just warnings flying around everywhere at the moment. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to need to sit down most here, the ref or me and you.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's the first match ball for Hammamy here. Once we've finished cleaning the court.
Nice of Hammamy to help him out with that court cleaning there, wasn't it?
Yeah. I would say it definitely looks like there's no love lost here, that's for sure.
Left side.
Left side,
Yeah,
here
it's
we
been a
go,
very
first match ball.
clear intentions here from Sirty to just get on the ball and really up the intensity in this rally.
Yeah, it's going to be not going to be wanting to give away anything here.
It's a good squeeze.
Big bit of a chance, but just caught the wall, didn't quite get it deep enough.
Yeah, you can see both players sort of, when the length isn't being hit, looking for the other. Oh, he's gone for it.
Oh, that could be interesting.
I think that popped up a little bit.
Yeah,
Given a
it
stroke,
did.
wow.
It's given. Hammamy thought he had it. He had the chance because the cross-court nick attempt from Sirty popped up, and all he had to do was keep it straight, and he just clipped the side wall and squirted back to him. Although I felt.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he's done that. It's almost harder to clip the sidewall there than it is. Sometimes on those shots, you almost drag it too straight and it comes back out to you in the middle. And he's just fired it straight back into the sidewall. Well, one match ball save for Sirty now. Hammamy's looking tired.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. It might be a bit of a big mental blow. That he thought he had it. I feel. Oh, that could be a stroke as well.
Yeah, it is. Sirty just went for the angle change there and I think might hit his target.
Oh, great shot. He did well to pick that up.
That sort of rush of adrenaline of match ball helping him out, I think, there.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, that. Yeah, interesting that. I felt like that maybe just ran away from him a little bit. Although he might have just got his end of his racket to it.
Yeah, I think that one was reachable there for Sirty. It'd be incredibly hard to get no let for that on match ball. I would feel a bit aggrieved. Me.
Big chance. Nice little change of direction there from Hammamy.
Yeah, he looks to be the one controlling these last couple of rallies. Obviously, it's Sirty which needs to win the point. He's the one trailing.
Oh, that could be interesting as well. Oh, no let.
He's given the no let. Wow.
Yeah, I felt like he could have got that, but in my mind, I thought he was going to give another stroke.
He didn't. It wasn't an outright winner, was it? It all popped up.
Yeah, it definitely popped up.
Don't think the ref was convinced with Sirty's lines to the ball, and given the no let and match to Hammamy.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what the time on that match was. Especially that fourth game. I think we're definitely looking at longer than the first.
Yeah, I think it was edging closer to the 40-minute mark, that fourth game. There's a lot of stops for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah, so it is. It's the highest seeded Karim El Hammamy who's moving on to tomorrow's semi-final after a very